Alright, here's an answer for Terry, WTBM123. Wanted to know what I had for chainsaws. He saw them on the floor in the video, So, it's, nothing fancy. Just a, I'll get in the light. I'm going to call it 3516. Picked that up used at a tag sale, and it's alright. Let's see, how much was it? It was, actually we got that at auction. I think it was like $10 or something at auction, because it's got a, it's a smaller 16-inch, and I don't even know what horsepower. It's the 35cc, and that actually has about the same cutting power as our Remington Electric, which is a 3 horsepower peak. And again, same size blade. I guess you call that a blade. Chain. And we actually had got those chainsaws scare the crap out of me just because I've seen injuries. It doesn't take long for a chainsaw to do damage on somebody. We had straight line winds, which is like tornado force winds, only in a straight line, for whatever reason. And we lost about 8 trees and no damage to anything. Just missed the kids' playscape by 6 feet. A pine tree that was, I think, about 14 inches in diameter across, just missed it. And we had to clean up the mess, and it was $1.5 billion to have somebody else come do it. So I nutted up and got a chainsaw and cut up a bunch of firewood. So that's why we have those. That's what they are. They both work, to my knowledge. I'm more of a fan of the electric, although it's kind of a pain in the ass because it likes to leak oil. It's got a little reservoir in there. I guess you're supposed to drain it, but I got too lazy. So, Terry, there you go. 2 chainsaws, leaf blower, and a hedge trimmer, if anybody else was curious. Another thing I wanted to cover is what happened to the original Nova. My first car was a 78 4-door Nova, almost exactly like this one, only that one had air conditioning and FM radio. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, when I was 18, going home from my girlfriend's house, it was in December, I believe, and dark, country roads, and came to a curve, and I couldn't tell that there was black ice on the road, because the road had been sort of wet, and I guess the temperature was right around freezing. And I hit the curve and hit the black ice right there. And still a relatively new driver. I had my license for less than 2 years, and not that many winters. So I turned into the skid, but on ice it doesn't do anything, and I just went sailing off the road in between 2 telephone poles. Thank God, but didn't seem to matter because of what happened after. The wheels caught in the dirt on the side of the road, so my counter steer put me back onto the road and back across the black ice again, and went off the road, and by that time I was trying to counter steer back the other way and just didn't have any time to react. I did a beeline for a tree stump that was sticking up about 12 inches, maybe 14 inches, and hit that with the center undercarriage of the car, and that put me up into the air, and I did a nose first on a stone wall, and the car came to a stop. Well, it looked like I just parallel parked right next to the stone wall. There was no indication that anything had happened, except the front of the car, the grill was broken, and one of my turn indicators was hanging down sideways. The engine just had abruptly stopped with the impact of the stone wall, and I sat there kind of dazed, knowing that, wow, I just had an accident. It felt kind of serious. I was wearing my seatbelt. I did have bruised knees from when they came up and hit underneath the dashboard. So I think I would have gone through the windshield, and if I did that, I would have landed on the other side of the stone wall, and anyone driving by would have just seen my car with the parking lights on, because the headlights were smashed, just the parking lights were on, and one was hanging down at an angle. So they would have just driven right by, and I would have been in who knows what condition on the other side of the stone wall in the middle of a winter night. Yeah, wouldn't have been good. So I always wear my seatbelt. Before I did it just because I was supposed to. Now I just don't feel comfortable if I don't wear a seatbelt. That's not an editorial comment, by the way, for other people to wear their seatbelts. That's just why I wear one. So the car was totaled by the insurance guy. And I said, well, it didn't look like it was damaged that much. I didn't know a whole lot. Well, I didn't know anything about cars at the time. But I guess the tree stump cleaned out, he said, cleaned out everything underneath the car. I guess exhaust and maybe bent the frame or the axles anyway. Axle. And the engine was all crunched back. So good, strong, sturdy car. And for that car to get totaled, I guess I did some serious damage to it. So, I mean, there wasn't really anything I could do. Black ice, new driver. It just, no way to avoid it. But I felt really bad after doing that, because my girlfriend at the time, my first girlfriend, well, things didn't go so well after that, after I didn't have a car. So, just kind of goes to show, maybe, you know, did she love me for my mind? No, she loved me for my Nova. Yes. She just liked the fact that I had a car and we could get out and go places and stuff. So, when I saw this Nova for sale on the side of the road for $600 with only that bit of rust and 68,000 miles, I pounced on it. So, excuse me. I look at this Nova as retribution. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. The word escapes me, but so I could make up for a fuck up, basically. And that's why I bought it. Now, it's a learning platform for me to do automotive stuff, welding, painting, hack it up. If I mess it up, do it over. It's okay. It's not like this car itself has the sentimental value that it did when I bought it, the reason why I bought it. So now, it's just, it's my textbook. So, and the YouTube garage is my classroom. So I thought I would share what happened with the first Nova, and why I bought the four-door to begin with. You know, another reason why a four-door is. So, that's it.